Mama Cat's gonna let me get busy on my quilt block? Probably not, but we're gonna work on this end right here. Mama Cat let me sew it, but she ain't gonna let me cut it. Alrighty, let's see what I do about it. Yeah, I keep grabbing this when I can't get to my scissors, and I just chop it off, and then I try to go back in time. Yeah, Mama Cat, she got it going on. Ain't gonna move. Alright, let's go down here at the very end. Right here. See, no, we can't put it down here because it's the same one. I'd have to go down here at this one. So if we can see it. We got just a little bit. There we go. Mama Cat, I don't know what to do about you. Alright, we're going to start with this side. Well, what I do is I line this right here up with this one. The first one right here. And I'm lining it up. And put it down. Alright. I should say the second one and the second one is where I line them up at. So, Mama Cat, you are going to have to bear with it, because I'm going to get this together. Now you can move. There you go. Yep. There you go. Move it on out. There we go. Huh, where's my scissors at? Oh my goodness. They're probably in the floor somewhere. What did you do with them? Did you play cat and mouse with them? Yeah, you probably did. I want to try to get all these on, and then we're going to have to start all over again. Oh no, this right here is not going to level up, so I'm going to have to go through and find out why. Like I said the last time, we're going to do this probably to every one and make sure it lines up. And for some reason, well, there it goes. It's lining up now. There we go. We got it. We got it. Alright, we're going to give this right here a sew down. Oh no, it's raining outside. Alright, we're going to start with this one. And I'm going to start right, okay, we got the knot right here. I am going to start my knot right behind it, giving it a little bit of sew way here, and that way we can get her done. Where's, okay, what is going on here? There. It's tangled and we have a long tail. Mama Cat, where's my scissors at? I don't want a long tail. I hope my scissors are underneath, so I will have them. But oh, she loves to be on my stuff. Look at the way she's laying. Look at that. She is laying. I am not going to move from what you are doing. I don't care. Oh, there's my scissors, guys. And that's Mama Cat for you. We want to make sure also that we don't have our sew stitches or starting stitch with her tail on it over here to where they be seen like this one was. So we want to make sure we don't have them showing, because that would be a disaster. She is loved. Yeah. Alrighty.
It says, an American Indian, chief of the Shawnee tribe. During his temporary absence, his brother was maneuvered into battle with the Americans under William Henry Harrison and was utterly defeated at Tippecanoe on November 7th, 1811. William Henry Harrison, John and I were in his home up here in Vincennes, Indiana. He run on Tippecanoe and Tyler too. I'm gonna ask John a little more about that here in just a moment. It says, many are claimed that he was made a Mason while in Philadelphia on a visit. Tecumseh Lodge of New York was named for him. Sadowski has found where another Indian by the name of Tecumseh, a Chippewa, was initiated February 22nd, 1851 in the Valley Lodge 109 at Rochester, New York. He and his family were traveling and giving exhibitions of Indian customs. Both he and his brother Pewauk were initiated. They were the sons of Magwandians, Magwandius, who is also said to have been a Mason. I could tell you out another Indian chief. They took to England and initiated him into Freemasonry in England, because what was happening, the British Freemasons were initiating Indians into Freemasonry and bringing them on their side. In the War of 1812, Tecumseh sided with the British against William Henry Harrison, who was an anti-Mason. Now, John and I went to the home of William Henry Harrison in Vincennes, Indiana. It is now controlled by the Daughters of the American Revolution. There's a bullet hole in the wall where you can see where they tried to kill him. Now, William Henry Harrison is an anti-Mason. Tecumseh is an Indian that was trying to kill him. He was a Freemason. Do we get a picture here? And the British Freemasons recruited the Indians into Freemason to destroy the Christians that were standing against Freemasonry. Now, William Henry Harrison was elected President of the United States. 1 month after he was inaugurated, he died. And John and I remember we were talking with the lady that run the home, who was from the Daughters of the American Revolution, and I remember asking her, I said, do you believe that William Henry Harrison was assassinated because of his opposition to Freemasonry? And she said yes, and I do too. But John, I know you remember that. It was a really neat trip to be there in Mr. Harrison's home to see a little bit of history there.
That was awesome, man. I think that whole town there, really the area we live in, this was one of the original settlements for a lot of these people. Even George Washington lived the county south of us in Ohio County there in Kentucky, but to see some of that stuff is amazing. But yeah, 32 days in, I believe it was, when he was assassinated, 32 days in, ran for the anti-Masonic party before he ran underneath, I believe it was the Whig party, but he ran under the anti-Masonic party, lost. The Whig party recruited him, and he ran once again and won. And 32 days later, they believed that he was poisoned, which I would definitely believe. I mean, that would be the first anti-Masonic president to ever reach the peaks of, reach those heights.
Yeah. And I just absolutely believe that's what happened there. I think anybody with an unbiased mind would come pretty quickly to that solution. Now, buckle up for this one. I'm going to read from the Book of Mormon, 1 Nephi chapter 3, verse 3, and then I'm going to read another statement from Michael Quinn's book, Early Mormonism and the Magic Worldview. This is 1 Nephi 3, 3, and 4 from the Mormon Bible. For behold, Laban hath the record of the Jews, and also a genealogy of my forefathers, and they are engraven on plates of brass. Wherefore the Lord hath commanded that thou and thy brothers should go into the house of Laban, and seek the records, and bring them down hither into the wilderness. What is the significance? And old Joe, he went wild digging up Indian mounds in upper New York State, and he claimed he found these plates. Now, what is the significance of the Book of Mormon saying that the first record of these plates was on brass? And I want to read the significance of that. This is again from Dr. Michael Quinn's book, Early Mormonism and the Magic Worldview. And he says this. This is on page 155, and this is really kind of stunning to me. He says, in various derivations, Moroni as a surname refers to a man with a dark or swarthy complexion. Ding, ding, with Tituba's description of that shadowy, mysterious black man. He goes on to say, the emphasis on dark skin also connects with the magic incantation of spirits. The first metal plate mentioned in the ancient record were brass. 1 Nephi 3:3, we just read you that. And an 18th century book of Rosicrucianism stated that the number 1 engraven in brass bringeth a spirit in the shape of a black man standing and clothed in a white garment, girdled about of a great body. Moroni was the name for such a swarthy man or dark-complexioned man. Say hello to the Prince of America, the Dark Prince Moroni. Even the way that the Book of Mormon is written is a black magic ritual. That is stunning, and that does not come, and who had ever known that but someone that was in the Mormon church? That to me is absolutely stunning, and there's an absolute connection between this entity that is supposedly summoned from the plates of brass and the woman and the man that Tituba, the Arawak Indian, claimed to be victimized by, the one that was taught her how to hurt the children there in Salem. Now we're going to give some further evidence here, and these pictures also come from, we took these pictures from the Joseph from Mr. Quinn's book. And for some reason, John, I don't know why, but we've got the wrong picture there.
Which picture are you looking for?
Joseph Smith's seer stone. And for some reason, that's not the right picture. But anyway, I'm just going to get it, and I'm going to hold it up here.
Yeah, hold it up. This is the one that was on their website for their museum there.
Okay, well, go ahead then. If that's on the website of the museum, that he might have had some more of them. This just ain't the one that I had the picture of.
Show the picture of yours too.
Okay, well, here's the picture of mine, and that might be some of them. He had a bunch of seer stones, I guess. But here's a picture of 2 seer stones. And can you see that all right?
Yeah.
These are 2 of the actual seer stones that belonged to Joseph Smith that he used in divination. And I guess here's some more of them. Here's some of the more little magic stones and magic balls that Joseph used. And there you go.
Yeah, it says he would put them in cups and stuff, or in hats or something, and look at them. Pretty interesting.
Yeah. And this is nothing but divination. And we're going to see from the scripture in Deuteronomy chapter 18, and it's not maybe Joseph Smith did these things. These things are in Mormon museums. You can go and look at them. We're going to show you some things that are absolutely astounding. Deuteronomy 18, verse 9 and 10, when thou art come into the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee, thou shalt not learn to do after the abominations of those nations, there shall not be found among you anyone that maketh his son or daughter to pass through the fire, or that uses divination, there we go, or an observer of times, or an enchanter, or a witch. And that's what divination is.
What are you doing there, Mama Cat? That's my seat. Okay, good. Now you're going to take over my quilt, ain't you?
It is using these objects, whether it's a scrying bowl, whether it's tarot cards, whether it's reading the entrails of an animal, any of these things. These are the crystal ball. These are all ways to obtain occult information by demonic means. It's abomination to God. And the very things that were a part and parcel of Joseph Smith's life were a very abomination to God, and they were very much a part of the occult. Now, what we have here is a picture. This is from Michael Quinn's book, and this is the picture of the Jupiter talisman that Joseph Smith had on his body when he was killed at Navarro, Illinois. And there by the side of it is a Jupiter talisman that was found in England, and it has a slight chip in the side of it there, and you can see they're identical. The Jupiter talisman of Joseph Smith and this one that was found, the occult talisman in England, are identical. Now I want you to just look here at the bottom. We have the sigils on the reverse side of this Jupiter talisman, and like I say, they figured on December 23rd, he was born under the sign of Jupiter, and Joseph Smith used this Jupiter talisman, again, just another absolute implement of ritual magic and the occult. And now we're going to show you where these sigils on the back side of the Jupiter talisman, and you can see the one Joseph Smith wore is identical with the ritualistic magic talisman found in England. And now we're going to go even farther. We're going to show you the exact book that this comes from. And here is the book cover.
I'm trying to switch here, David. I'm sorry, my mouse isn't. There we go.
There it is. The Magus, a complete system of occult philosophy, Francis Barrett. This was published in 1801 in the American colonies. This book was popular in Massachusetts. I bet all them families we saw that on the Skull and Bones, I bet they all had them a copy. It was popular, and to say that in the American colonies that Freemasonry was not sophisticated in the dark arts from the Star families, the Freemasons themselves say, oh yes it was, and that there was not detailed ritualistic magic that was being practiced. It absolutely was. And here's the kicker. You see on the reverse side, you can look at this next slide here, and right here on the back side of Joseph Smith's Jupiter talisman that he had on him when he died, it came from this book, The Magus by Francis Barrett, right out of a book on black magic. That's why I say Joseph Smith was just not the founder of a non-Christian religion. He was a warlock. He was a black magician. He and his family were at work to destroy real Christianity. This is exactly what came down with the PSYOP at the Salem witch trials, 100%.
Wow.
Now, if that isn't enough, this is another picture. This is from the book by Dr. Michael Quinn, early Mormonism and the magic worldview. This is Joseph Smith's serpent cane. Now, you know, if you got your serpent cane, that could be a clue right there that you're probably not just the upstanding fella. But here, once again, this is the Joseph Smith serpent cane, and I believe to this day that this is in the LDS Museum, unless they have taken it out. And the picture of this serpent cane, it, once again, you can compare the ritualistic lettering and the insignia on this serpent cane. Guess where it comes from? And here in this photo, we're going to see that, well, and excuse us, we didn't get it. But anyway, take it from me. We got the picture here.
Which photo are you looking for?
Well, it actually showed the documentation that the serpent cane, it come from Francis Barrett's book also. But anyway,
I don't know that I took a picture of that, but if you want to hold it up, David, they can see what you hold up there.
And
all right, Mama Cat has most definitely took a liking to it. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and try to sew this down, and I'm going to go ahead and sew one down here at the other end, and then we'll be back. So it may take me a day or two to do this, and then we can continue on, and I'll show you what to do after I get my one on here. Alrighty, yeah, Mama Cat.